All right, I'm going to start this meeting, special meeting of the International Falls Economic Development Authority. Call the meeting to order, roughly 6:35. All board members are here. City administrator, we're without city attorney, Steve Malone. Other than that, we're all here for this meeting. On the agenda is considering the development agreement for the multimodal property. So I'd like to have discussion with the board members, and I'm going to turn it over to Betty and Councilor Kraus and Mayor Droba, who are on the committee and have been going to the meetings where we're at with the development agreement for tonight for discussion. So Betty, if you want to lead that.
Sure, I can begin. Thank you. And I want to welcome Felix. It looks like Felix is online as well. So welcome, Felix. This document has been going back and forth between our city attorney, Shimon. He was unable to be here this evening. Otherwise, he would, be here to talk on this on behalf of this as well. And Paul, EDA, KEDA was out of town as well. So unfortunately, these two individuals have been working really closely with Felix. So the three of us have kind of been on the skirts, reading, getting all the information, corresponding as well. But this is a document that their legal team and our legal have been reviewing and making changes to for the last, 4 to 6 weeks. And this is in regards to the multimodal property, and it is parcel A of that property. The parcel is split. I'm not sure if there's a map. No, there's not a map on this document, but there are other parcels in the multimodal area. This is parcel A that they are interested in purchasing. And there, within the document, it outlines the value and other things that the city would be assisting this group in moving this project forward. And I guess with that, if Mayor or Councilor Kraus have additional pieces to add, or even if Felix has the things, we can, go into those.
Yeah, I'd like to have our committee, we've been attending the meetings and stuff, for us that haven't been attending the meetings, give an input on how this development agreement's going.
Well, I would say it's going really well. Felix, are you online that you can speak? Oh, you just listening. He's like a fly on the wall. There he is.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Felix, how are you this evening, my friend?
Well, Honorable Mayor, I'm doing much better than I deserve. How about you and your council members?
We're doing really well. It's beautiful up here in 20 below.
Yes, it is beautiful. I want to say myself and the investment group had wanted to be in International Fall this week, but they're having to move around their flight schedule, and it's tough to fly, especially this time of the year, But I wanted to listen in into the meeting tonight and just to get a feel of what the expectations are going to be for us and our group. Hopefully, we're going to be there next week. They told me 12th or the 13th we're going to be International Falls. So I'm just waiting for them to send me their ticket confirmation before the office will do before the office will get their hotel reservation. But I will let the city and the EDA know when exactly we're going to be International Falls next week.
Okay, excellent. Mr. President, the one concern that I have in the entire document, which I really wish the city attorney would have been here for, is in the conversations that we've had and that we had with Felix and his attorney, and I believe Councilor Kraus was at the meeting, Paul Lebanon was at the meeting, our city attorney and Betty, the city administrator. The only concern I have in the entire thing ends up being a point on the rock. And the rock has been a concern for the city over a period of time. It's on page 4. A couple of the words that were changed were on this part, which is specifically the sale of the property on page 4. Section 3.3, the bedrock. I'm only concerned on the very first sentence, and the reason I have a concern, I would feel a lot better if I could talk to the city attorney specifically about it before we were to adopt this. The EDA shall assist developer in the preparation and submission of application for funding and or grant from the City of International Falls, state or federal, for the bedrock removal. The conversation that, as I remember, that we had was the City of International Falls will remove the bedrock. And the reason for that is the way that I believe we were looking at it is there is, and it's a positive outcome for the city regardless if we take ownership and remove that rock. If there is value in the rock after the fact, the city can sell that and make some more money on the property. In the event that it costs the city to remove the rock, whatever that cost is, I think that the city should accept that cost in the event that this project does not move forward. It makes that property more valuable to the city or somebody else. If, no matter how you this plays out, if these guys go in, we have a multi-million-dollar organization going into that thing. We're going to make that back in property taxes over time. In the event that these guys are not able to move forward with their project for a whole host of reasons, and we still have the bedrock there, that bedrock has been what has caused the city not to be able to sell that property in the past. So I just see it as this is an opportunity for us to flip a coin. If it costs us money, it does. If we can make money on it, we can. But the way that this gets worded, the way I read it, unless we can get the city attorney to, the city will assist in removing the bedrock if there's, will assist, and then they keep the bedrock. In the event that if there's a cost and we can't sell it or whatever, they keep the bedrock. So it costs us to remove it. That's what my concern is. Please.
And Mayor, if I may, I'm not sure that's how this reads. And Felix, help me with your understanding as well. I believe this reads that we shall assist the developer in preparation and submission of application for funding to remove this rock. I don't believe this is the city saying they're going to remove the rock for the developer. Mm-hmm. I believe that it's saying that we will assist them, like if we need to be a fiscal agent for a funding application on a state or a federal level. That type of assistance is my understanding of that sentence. Is that?
Yeah, if I may, I think if I may come in, you are absolutely correct. That is our understanding as well. But if you look at so we can, I've already communicated with our investors that, in fact, I apologized when I brought the matter up when the construction team we were working with came up to say it's going to cost about, if I'm still correct, about $750,000. So I immediately sent an email to India and they said, okay, well, Felix, it's like every day your numbers are going up. So I said, yes, I agree, because that was not my understanding that the bedrock was there. However, I agree with Betty. We not the city have the company is talking to investors to come up with the money. because we've talked to a structural engineer, as I said, the bedrock, if we remove it, it could serve as a good purpose, or we can have this project use the bedrock as a structural foundation. Well, I'm not an engineer, so I'm leaving it for the engineering team to go down there and give us an advice. But at this point in time, we're not saying we're going to work with the EDA, work with the city to go after federal fund or state fund. And then, like Betty said, that will come from the city. And then when that does not go through, I have investors that I already spoke with. I think one of them is going to be coming with me next week, hopefully, that wants to be part of this project just to come up with that fund for us, because it's going to be the first thing we tackle during construction. So I believe we're fine with it unless the mayor wants to change it. But I think the wording is just is as we've agreed in the past.
And I guess in reading it, the last sentence in there is, if the EDA removes the bedrock at its expense, it shall retain ownership of the bedrock. I feel better with that sentence in there, and I'm not trying to be a naysayer on it. It's just I don't understand how that it just seemed so simple when we had the conversation that the city removes the bedrock at its expense and retains the bedrock. And then we have this full, I'm okay with it, but it is, please.
I think there was further discussion in some emails after we had our engineers give us a high level estimate of what that may look like.
Okay.
And that's when I believe we reworded that we would assist in the event, for their funding, for state and federal. But in the event that they don't want to do it either, if we do it, then it's ours to use.
Well, and again, I'm worried about. I just want to make sure that if it gets removed, that the city retains it, so we have something to sell.
Yes, that is the understanding.
Okay.
So is this something Betty recommend that we have another meeting with Steve and get this ironed out, or how do you feel about moving forward with this? I mean, there's a little bit of.
Well, the dollar amount that came in, Councilor Kraus was just, it's 1.5 million to. That's the high end. The high end was 1.5 million to remove the bedrock. We're selling the land for 250,000.
So I think the provision to potentially apply for grants,
yeah,
is the first. That was the potential first move.
Right.
With the worst case scenario. And again, that's the high. That was the super high ceiling end of it. So I think that's where this provision fits, is that we apply for grants. Although I don't even know if it's I'm not going to go out in this discussion here. But there is a suitor for the bedrock if we so chose to take that avenue. It's very valuable material. It's stinking granite. Yeah, it's exceptionally valuable material. It's Canadian Shield. There's no gold in it.
Might just be platinum.
There's no platinum in it either. It's exposed Canadian Shield. It's granite. It's great material, and we do have a suitor for it if need be. There's an entity that's interested in the material, but the engineer's estimate, the high end, was $1.5 million for removal.
Okay.
So I think this is a fail safe in the event that that's what it costs.
Okay, so that I appointed a committee to come up with a recommendation whether or not to move forward with this. And now I'm asking for your advice as that committee. Are we moving forward, or are we going to wait for another meeting with Steve so that we can iron it out some more? Or
I think it's
I feel comfortable with what I understand. That I've had frustration, and that is the biggest thing, because it's a big dollar value that gets attached to it. I also understand how important this project is to International Falls, to the EDA, to exactly what we just sat through with Truth and Taxation. This is legitimately going to be growth in the city limits of International Falls to the tune of about $10 million. That will offset the residents' taxes moving forward. It does make a ton of sense to do it. But when you're dealing with that dollar amount, $750 to $1.5 million to remove it, and not necessarily knowing that you have a suitor right behind it, because we don't have someone at the back door, hey, when are you going to get that? But we want to make sure that we can do this project for the community, that we can do it with Felix. It's a game changer for our community. So I'm willing to move forward if this is the recommendation from Steve and Paul in communications with Felix and his lawyers. I can move forward with it.
And that's all been done.
Yes, yes.
All right, well then, I'm looking for a motion to move forward with it.
I would make the motion to move forward with development agreement with International Falls Economic Development Authority and One Simus LLC.
I will second that motion.
Okay. Discussion amongst them. Any discussion? Anybody got any?
I just want to, excuse me, I just want to say I think it's a great thing to move forward with. I'm looking forward to seeing something like this happen.
Okay.
One of the things that I would really like to see, and this really doesn't fall so much on us as it does Felix and his group, we've done our best. I mean, he did present this at a KEDA meeting, and we've had some cryptic conversation with the community. I've never believed that it's our place as a city council or as an EDA to go running the banner of someone else's project. You know, I would really like to see Felix come to our community and do an actual presentation for our community on what this project is. I think it's key that we're selling the property for $250,000. We're not just giving it away. And the investment that he's bringing to our community, because this is his project. We're essentially selling land that we're going to assist in his company's project here. But I'd really like to see him take the ownership role. I don't think that the mayor or this council should be the ones that, oh yeah, we did this, because we didn't. This is him, and this is his company and his investment in our community. And I would really love to see Felix, even though, man, does he get talking, he can't stop.
Finally, somebody else we know.
I'm done.
Leon?
I say move forward.
All right, so we have a motion on the table to move forward.
And if I could add, it really, I agree with the mayor. It really is their news. And I'm sure that they'll have a press release or something created, but it really is their news to share. And it's really exciting, and it kind of is one of those things that you really want to get out there. But there's some exciting things happening, and especially after, you know, a contentious meeting like we just got out of. It's one of those things we really want to get up high on our soapbox and go, hey, look what we're doing. But it really is Felix's, it's their news.
Okay, so we'll put it to vote. We got a motion and a second. We've had discussion. And put it to vote.
Aye.
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 Okay, pass 5-0. We have a developer's agreement on the multimodal. Excellent. That's exciting.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Betty, to you and the City Council and the entire folks at International Fall and Cochise County. It's a great day for us, for the organization. I'm going to break the news first and foremost tonight to my colleagues in China. And hopefully, like you folks said, it is our project to publicize, and we will I know Paul is on vacation on to Florida. I don't know why he has to leave, but Betty and the mayor approved his vacation so he can go. But yeah, when we come next week, I will communicate itinerary and what we want to do. I would say, we will come in down there to sign our own portion of the agreement there in international fall. But it will be a great day for every one of us, and I'm looking forward. My team is excited, and we are so excited for the honor and the privilege the EDA and International Fall is given to us to partner with them in this project.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, adjourn the meeting. Nice job.